This is the Traxxas Aten. It's a mid-sized drone, lightweight, super fast, super cool, a lot of great features, compact circuitry. It has a transmitter that looks like a game console controller. It has a sport mode and an expert mode, and you can also put the legs on it and it'll carry a GoPro in film mode. What an awesome little drone. Let's check it out. Hi, welcome back to Stupid Fast RC. Now, I promised in our last video that we would have a look at the Traxxas Aten. Now, if it had still been in the box and I hadn't opened it 2 or 3 times, it would look like this. Right, we have some manuals, some stickers, because Traxxas always provides stickers. We have spare propellers. Good God, why would we need those? And we have a leg, which here's one I prepared earlier because it came out of the box. And it looks like this. Now, this was the point. I actually wanted to show you what it looked like in the box. It looks like that. Here it is. There is a spanner, because there are always spanners. There are always spanners like this, in fact, from Traxxas gear. In fact, it's, what would we call that, an Allen key? Yeah, sure. Anyway, there's that. There's a controller, looks like a game controller more than anything else. And that's kind of cool. Oh, that's the end of the box stuff. Fabulous. There was also a battery. Oh, actually, there was a battery in that box as well. You can get a 5 amp battery, which was, I've got an aftermarket one. Oh, can we see that? Yeah, there it is. So I've got an aftermarket one just to last a bit longer, and Traxxas have provided a charger, and it's a charger which has a unique balancing wire which is built into the actual cable itself. So I've had to buy an adapter for this one, but fortunately, can you see that? Yep, there it is. I've had to buy an adapter to go with that one because you're kind of assuming here that you've already got some charging gear if you've got that, and there's plenty of room in the back of this to actually fit all that extra wiring in. Okay, so let's take a closer look. Thanks. So this is what it looks like with legs and a camera, and as we can see, this so there's 2 versions of this. There's the Aten and there's the Aten Plus. The Aten Plus has a proper gimbal. This has a bracket as opposed to a gimbal. The gimbal, just in case you don't know, basically keeps the camera stable. You can focus on things and it will sort of pivot around and do stuff. So this is just going to hold the camera at one angle. All the vibration, there is a vibration dampener, which is sort of rubber supports under here, but you will get vibration through to your camera. If you've got a GoPro like this one, you aren't going to get as good a quality picture as you would have from a GoPro, but price point and that sort of thing. So, you know, $50, $300, $400, $500 for a GoPro. And of course, the thing about GoPros is they are prone to smash just as badly as anything else. So that one there, the plug has gone right inside it, and I've got one of these sitting at the bottom of a lake. This one fell out of the sky with a Ghost Plus drone. So there are good reasons for buying cheap cameras, and here they are. So unfortunate, but that's what happens. And you know, I've got a collection of cameras just for that very reason. So here it is. Now you can also take it without the legs. So there are 3 modes: film, sport, and expert. So we'll take you through some of that stuff. There are some very good videos around that tell you step by step about absolutely everything. However, a couple of things that I like about this: it's got an electronic ring fence, basically. Yeah, so once this is 150 meters away from that, it automatically hits return to home. Now you can hit air brakes, another fantastic little item here, where you just press that and it stops. It doesn't stop, it stops at the spot where it is in the air. We'll demonstrate that. Has return to home. These are fantastic features on a drone. Return to home, can't tell you how important that is. The ring fence is fantastic, and the different modes, and the fact that you can carry a camera with it. Now, looks, I think Traxxas here have made a drone that kind of looks a bit toy-like, but their gear is amazing, and I think you've seen quite a few of our videos where we've pushed Traxxas gear above and beyond. You know, we had a car that we raced against a jet ski with sand paddles on, completely destroying the motor in the process. So if you're thinking of doing that, keep in mind that you need a budget to buy a new motor. But fantastic stuff, and we've had a lot of fun with Traxxas gear. We've had an X01, we've had the drag car, so we've had a lot of good experience with Traxxas gear. So once again, looking forward to having a go at this, and we're going to take it up in film mode first, because that is ultimately what we do a lot of, and not so much of the sport stuff. We did a review of an Eachine racing drone with Kevin a while back, and we've had all manner of drones on here. So let's get started. Okay, so this is it in film mode with legs and a GoPro on the bottom. Now, the thing I like about this, and you may not like, but here's the thing, you can put anything on the bottom of this you like that goes onto a GoPro mount, and I like that because GoPros come in all shapes and sizes. You can have no pros, and there's different versions, and there's 5. Oh, look at that, went really fast there. Sessions, whatever. I like that because some of the brackets you get, and even the bracket you get with this that has the gimbal on it, only takes a specific size and shape GoPro, which is the Hero 3 Plus, and I think they come in black, white, silver, and that's really annoying because the no pro ones, or the no brand ones that are cheap and cheerful, won't fit in the bracket, and some of the older ones won't. The GoPro with the silicone cover on it, none of that stuff fits. So this here is the GoPro that's on there now, just out of point of interest, is a very old one. It's like the second one that ever came out. Now, I kept that because it had a really good picture on it. And not only that, it bounces well. No, that's not true. I've destroyed a lot of cameras over a long period of time, and a lot of GoPros. And you know, if you're going to slash out $500 for a GoPro and it falls 100 meters, or goes under a speed car, or falls off the roof, or on the front, you're going to be very unhappy. You know, that's a lot of dough to be doing on the back of a camera, and I've busted a few. I think I mentioned that earlier. Now, this is the shot from up in the air. Now, it's a little bit unstable because it's windy. I had to get this video done, and that buffets the thing around quite a bit because it's tiny, it's fairly powerful, but it's correcting for the wind all the time, and that makes it a little bit unstable. And I don't have the gimbal. I've ordered the gimbal, but it's not here yet. And as I said, yeah, I also had to get another Hero 3 to fit in the frame. Hugely annoying. And to be fair, I wasn't a big fan of the Hero 3. I actually think the 5 with the silicone cover on, almost irrelevant, is actually a better picture, or gets a better picture than the 3. Obviously, yes, it's a more recent camera, but you sort of get to the point where it's not really much difference. Now, I really like the app. The app's good. I didn't go into the app very much here. Traxxas do a good app. And they've done themselves proud again here. This app talks to you. It's a bit Siri-like, you know, saying connected, disconnected, we've lost. It loses connection with the, and I would say there's a bit of a criticism, it loses connection with the craft often, which doesn't interfere with the way it flies at all, because you've still got control over it, but it loses connection with the app because the app is Bluetoothed in. And Bluetooth is not the most reliable electronic form of communication ever invented. Here it is without the legs, a lot more nimble looking beast. It actually looks really cool. I've got to say, Traxxas gear, Traxxas do a good job, right? You know, they've got the money, they've spent it, they've done the R&D. Now, I said right at the beginning of the video that this was my favourite drone. It absolutely is. We've had a lot of cheapy drones. I have a couple more expensive ones, but I really like this because it's fairly easy to transport without folding up. Of course, it's not a Mavic, but then it's small enough to get into places that you can transport it easily. It's not that heavy. It's quick when you want it to be quick. It can carry a camera.
The diversity of this thing is amazing. I mean, if you were to get a big DJI Phantom, it's a massive thing to transport, which is obviously why they did the Mavic and folding wings and all that. And look how stable this damn thing is. I mean, you can fly it into the ground and it bounces back out. I mean, what is that? The electronics is nuts. There are other guys who've done some incredibly skilled expert mode videos with this, and yeah, what a great thing. I dove it into the ground at one stage, and all I did was bend a prop. So here's some stills. I actually sent the camera up and got about 400 stills. It's only moving because I'm zooming in and out here. But, you know, great way to spy on your neighbours and your neighbours' neighbours. How cool. See you next time on Stupid Fast RC.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and watch these crazy videos too. Stupid Fast RC.